Three small things happened that night in Ninh Binh that should have meant nothing. A burger, a fake pair of Jordans, and a 25-cent argument over a crepe. At first, I thought they were just random moments from a tired night of travel.
Right?
But when I looked across the street and saw another vendor sitting completely empty, the whole night suddenly made sense. That was when I realized the market had been showing me the same lesson over and over. It does not always reward the best product. It rewards what people can see, what they can trust, and what is positioned where the decision becomes easy. That night in Ninh Binh, I was honestly just tired. I had come back from Ha Long Bay on a delayed bus, checked into the hostel in a rush, and somehow still decided to climb almost 500 steps at Maoa Cave to catch the sunset. By the time I finally sat down, it was already past 8:30. My back was tight. I probably looked worn out, but at least I had the footage. So at that point, I wasn't thinking about strategy. I was just hungry. I walked into this small local restaurant that served Western food, and in a place like Ninh Binh, ordering a burger is kind of a gamble. The funny thing is, the beef is not really what I worry about. Ground beef can be found almost anywhere. But the bread, that is harder. A good burger bun tells you a lot. Someone had to source it, bake it, store it, or move it without ruining it. And somehow, this place got that part right. The burger was actually good. Then the spaghetti came, and that was a different story. One bite, and I knew it was flat. Not terrible, just flat. No depth, no real sauce structure. It tasted like something was missing. And in my head I thought, I could probably make a better sauce than this at home. But then one of the girls who looked over at my burger and ordered the same thing. They even brought the wrong burger to the girl sitting beside me. In a corporate setting, you would probably call that a process failure. But then I noticed something. The restaurant was not running perfectly. The service was slow. The kitchen seemed tired. The business had problems. But one visible thing worked. The burger looked good enough to create trust. And maybe that is something we forget when we start over. We think we need everything to be perfect before we begin. The perfect offer, the perfect website, the perfect confidence, the perfect system. But sometimes the market only needs one clear proof that you can deliver something real.
They got it wrong. They got it wrong. Oh my God. Yeah.
After dinner, I walked back out into the night with no real plan. No talking head, no clean storyline. I just kept filming whatever caught my eye. Then I passed this small sneaker shop. I went in thinking I might check the price of some Hoka shoes, but then I saw a pair of fake Air Jordans, and suddenly, I wasn't really in Vietnam anymore. I was 16 again. My first job was bagging groceries at a military commissary. That money bought my first pair of original Air Jordan ones, a Sansu E hi-fi system, and my second computer, an Atari 520 ST. I still remember what that felt like. Work, save, choose. Buy something that actually meant something to me. So standing there, holding those replica Jordans, gave me this strange feeling. Because they looked close, the shape was close, the color was close, the feeling was almost there. To most people, they probably looked good enough, but close is not the same as real. And that made me think about corporate life, because sometimes titles work the same way. The title looks real, the suit looks real, the vocabulary sounds real, the meeting room makes everything feel official. But once you leave that structure, all of that gets stripped away. There is no company logo behind you, no department name carrying you, no borrowed authority, just you. and whatever you can actually do. That is the part you cannot fake. I walked out without buying anything. The shoes looked good, but the value was not there. And maybe that was the second lesson of the night. Looking the part can get attention, but it does not always survive inspection. Later, I ended up near the river, where the street vendors were lined up under the lights. I sat down at one of the crepe stands. At first the place was quiet, just me, the vendor, and a plastic chair. But after I sat down, people started noticing. One person slowed down, another person looked over. Then a few more tourists came closer, and suddenly the stand had energy. The product had not changed. Same batter, same bananas, same Nutella, same price. But one customer sitting there changed the signal. That is what I find fascinating about markets. People do not always choose because they know something is good. Sometimes they choose because someone else has already made it feel safe.
Thank you. 40,000, right?
50.
50?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was 40,000. It's written on there are 40,000.
No Nutella.
Oh,
40.
okay.
A mixed fruit Nutella 50.
I understand. All right. Well, at a service that I didn't ask for. I asked for fruit crepe, but I think she unilaterally decided to put Nutella in there. So price from 40,000 VND went up to 50,000.
Then came this small moment with the price. The sign said 40,000 Vietnamese dong, but when the plate came, she asked for 50,000 Vietnamese dong. She said it was because of the extra toppings. It was only 10,000 Vietnamese dong, about 25 cents. So financially, it meant almost nothing. But the situation was familiar. The scope changed after delivery. The requirement was not clearly defined up front. And once the product was already sitting in front of me, I had almost no negotiating power. That happens in business all the time. Whether you are buying a street crepe or signing a software contract, if the requirements are vague, someone else can define the scope for you. So I paid it. I ate the fruit. I left most of the heavy carbs behind because even when I travel, I still have to think about my health.
Good dessert. The mango, strawberry, and banana. The fruits that I like.
Then I looked across the street. Less than 20 meters away, there was another crepe vendor. Same kind of setup, same ingredients, same night. But her tables were empty. That was the moment the whole night started to make sense. The first vendor was not necessarily better. She was better positioned. She was sitting where people naturally slow down, where the boat traffic gathered, where one customer could become a signal to the next customer. And when I thought back on the night, all three moments were pointing to the same thing. The burger place did not win because everything was perfect. It won because one visible strength created trust. The fake Jordans looked close, but they did not have enough real value underneath. And the crepe vendor did not win because her product was dramatically better. She won because her position made the decision easier. That is what I mean by the raw marketplace. It does not care that much about your old title. It does not care how impressive your old organization sounded. It rewards what people can see. It rewards what feels useful. It rewards what is positioned where people already are. And maybe that is one of the hardest lessons of starting over. You do not need to rebuild the whole corporate machine. You need one real capability, one clear signal, and one place in the market where people can actually recognize your value. Sometimes a quiet night in a small city teaches you what years of meetings try to hide. Tomorrow, I'm planning to visit Trang An, another breathtaking destination often called the inland Halong Bay. I'm curious what kind of inspiration I'll find there, whether it will come from the limestone cliffs, the quiet water, the slow boat ride, or simply from being in a place that invites reflection.